Then I would want us straight away to look at a functional budget question. So this functional budget question is here. We are told example 1, XYZ company produces 3 products, X, Y, and Z. The following information is provided for the forthcoming accounting period. So we have budgeted sales, product X, Y, Z. Then we have units, we have selling price, we have sales value. All right. Then they have given us the standard material usage. All right. Then we have the standard cost of what here materials. Yeah, food and varnish. Then we have inventories of finished goods, and then we have inventories of raw materials. Inventories of raw materials. Then we have labor, where they have given us the standard hours per unit, and the labor what here, the labor rate. So we are required here to prepare the following budgets. They want us to give them the sales budget, production budget, material usage budget, then number 4, material purchases budget, and then number 5, lastly, they want us to show them the labor budget, which shows hours and what year and the cost, which shows hours and cost. Let me just see. Or they can't see the question. Do you want to tell me that you're not able to see my screen? Oh, sorry for that. Sorry for that. Let me just start again. I'll read from scratch. I'll read from scratch. Kindly confirm that you're able to see now my screen. So they want us to prepare the sales budget, production budget, materials usage budget, material purchases budget, and then lastly, labor budget. Labor budget. Labor budget. So let me see the charts here where they are able to confirm that they can now see my board. But are you able to see my board? Are you able to see my board? Are you able to see my board? That is the question first. Yes. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, so they have given us this table here. This is the table that they have given to us. This is the table that they have given to us. All right. All right. So this is the question here. So XYZ Limited produces 3 products, W, X, and Z. The following information is provided for the forthcoming accounting period. So they have given us budgeted sales. They will give you the standard material usage, etc. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're given this kind of a question, which of course most certainly will be there in your exam, this is what I expect you to always do. This is what I expect you to always do. What do I expect you to always do, ladies and gentlemen, should you get this kind of a question? You will need to remember this acronym, very, very important, for functional budgets. We call them functional budgets. So for functional budgets, there are 3 key things that you will have to remember. 3 key things that you will have to remember. Number 1, we have here the follow. Yeah, how in this case here do these budgets here follow each other? How do they follow each other? How they follow each other, you will have to remember a very important acronym, because at times the examiner will not ask you like, give us a sales budget, give us a production budget. No, you will be required here to remember a very important acronym known as SPAM. SPAM, and then you pay. Very, very important acronym for functional budgets. Use pump, like pump, but now you start with S. Use pump, and then you do what here? You pay at the end of the day. That first of all, I have to provide what we call a sales budget. First, we provide a sales budget. After giving them a sales budget, we come here and give a production budget. That is number 2, because functional budgets normally follow some order. Yeah, from there, ladies and gentlemen, you go ahead and give us a usage budget. A usage budget. Then we have a material purchases budget, material purchases budget. Material purchases budget. Yeah, material purchases budget. And then, of course, now we have here the concept of what here? The concept of people, because you can't do everything here. Yeah, so here we have the concept of people. People, basically, you want to be provided with what we call labor hours. And then now you go ahead and pay the workers here. The workers here. You pay the workers here. So basically, you give us a labor cost to a labor cost budget. A labor cost budget. It's a very, very important acronym that I've used for so many years. The concept of SPAMP, and then you pay your workers. You pay your workers. Pay means what your salaries. Yeah, so please don't forget this, because if you look at your past papers, it's not all the time that your examiner will tell you that, hey, first of all, give us the sales budget. From there, give us, in this case, the production budget. From there, you give us the, no. At times, you will get a question where the examiner tells you, we simply want a functional budget. If they tell you they want functional budgets, you must remember this concept of pumping. You pump and then you pay like that. So I would want confirmations to see whether we are together. Is there somebody who has been able to write this acronym before I take you to the other two things that you need to know? The other two things that you would need to understand. So first of all, I would want to know whether we are together up to here. Thank you so much. I can see we are together. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would want us very fast in this case here to come and look at our question. So remember, this is our question. Normally for the sales budget, the examiner is giving you 3 marks. Because for the sales budget, the examiner, like now in this question, sales budget has given you the units yet to be sold. They have given you the selling price, and then they have given you the sales value. Then we have this total amount. So whenever you're told to provide sales budget, the examiner has always done almost everything for you. So I would want somebody to write their sales budget, and then you copy whatever we have down here. And again, remember, when you're told to do a budget, and then you realize that the examiner has done that budget for you in the question, don't tell the examiner that refer above. You shall copy that budget the way it is given. You copy the budget the way it is given, because he has told you to provide a sales budget. Remember, for sales budget, as examiners, what are we interested in? We're interested in giving us the units sold. We're interested in seeing the sales value. Can somebody in this case here give me the formula for getting this sales value? Sales value or sales revenue, as you guys are copying down, I suppose that somebody will easily give me the formula for getting the sales revenue. How do we get sales revenue? To get sales revenue, we normally take the quantity sold times selling price. Quantity sold times selling price, or selling price times quantity sold, one and the same thing. And that is why you're seeing for X, they are taking 2,000 times 100 to get 200,000. 4,000 times 130 to get 520,000. 3,000 times 150 to get 450,000. And then you can see they've gone out of the way to give us the total sales. So in this case here, as a sales manager, I know my sales numbers. I know my sales quantities, and I know my sales revenues. So again, for feedback purposes, have you, ladies and gentlemen, been able to copy this table the way it is, and have you given it a title, sales budget? Have you given it a title, sales budget? Thanks, Debbie. Thanks, Vicky. How about the other students? Have you given this a title? Have you given this a title? Have you given this a title? So then that one, you simply copy. So moving by our concept of SPAMP, what do you think in this case here will be the next budget to be done? Moving by our very, very famous acronym SPAMP. So now we need to provide what here? Production. We shall be able to provide production budget. So let's give a production budget. So I want us to do this production budget together. Let's do a production budget together. Let's do a production budget together. Now we are doing a production budget together. Now, my good students, I love budgets because like functional budgets, these are free marks. So you simply come and write here, production budget. Production budget. Now, as I do this, can somebody in this case here remind us the formula of getting cost of sales? Anytime you go to the income statement and then you realize that the examiner wants you to get cost of sales, what will always come to your mind? So if they want me to give them cost of sales, this is what I will always remember, that cost of sales equals, opening stock or opening inventory, plus who? Plus purchases, minus, in this case here, closing inventory or closing stock. Very, very important. But now, ladies and gentlemen, remember that this one is purely for an organization that is buying and selling goods. That is why you are making use of what here? Purchases. All right? Because you are purchasing to sell. Now, before I continue, just remember here, now you're not accounting for cost of sales, but you're just accounting for units sold. Pretty similar. That units sold, ladies and gentlemen, units sold, ladies and gentlemen, my good students, sons and daughters, to get in this case here, units sold. How do we get units sold? The same. Opening stock. I'll use these words interchangeably. Plus, but now remember, for management accounting, these units we are selling, we are producing them internally. We are a manufacturing firm. And if you're a manufacturing firm, then we cannot use purchases here. So here we are using what we call production. Minus, in this case here, closing inventory. Minus closing inventory. Like that. So could you then kindly make production the subject of the formula? Make production the subject of the formula. Kindly. So it means that I basically take these other two to the other side. Like now, closing inventory, I can see here it's negative. When it crosses over, it becomes plus. Opening stock will become what here? Negative. So then, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm able to learn pretty fast here is that should they want me to give them production budget, this is how the production will look like. So production budget will be equal to units sold plus closing inventory plus closing inventory, because I'm taking this to the other side, but opening stock here is positive. When it crosses the equals, it becomes opening negative minus opening inventory. So remember, inventory and stocks, those are one and the same. Now, my good students, please listen and listen to me very carefully. We have three products. Which products are these? We have three products. Which products are these? So we have X, Y, Z. So I'm just following this. So I want, in this case here, units sold. Then I have here closing inventory column. Closing inventory. Then I have here opening inventory column. Opening inventory, like that. That is what I want. And the moment I combine the three columns, then I should be able to get units sold. Very easy. That is our budget. So if I share my screen, my good students, to simply show you the question that you are doing, which I'll be able to send to you after our class, you are able to see the budgeted sales. And you can see units sold are here, 2,000, 4,000, 3,000. So units sold, I write them here. It is 2,000. Yes, 2,000. The next one, ladies and gentlemen, is 4,000 and 3,000. Yeah, then if you've been able to copy that, then I'll be able to go to closing inventory. I'll be able to go to closing inventory, closing inventory, closing inventory. Are you able to see the closing inventory? Let me just come here. I drop this down. Then I pick this document like that. So I'm searching for inventories. So remember, you will have two types of inventories. Don't forget. You'll have inventories for finished goods, inventories for finished goods, and you'll have inventories for raw materials. Remember, we are selling what is finished there. Yeah, we are selling what is finished. So when you talk of closing inventory, we are looking at inventories of finished goods. Inventories of finished goods. Of which you can see closing is here. 600, 1,000, 800. And then opening is 500, 800, 700. I will not come back to this. I simply want you to cram those figures or you write them down appropriately. Like closing, I would want underneath the column of closing, write 600 there, 1,000 there, and 800. Underneath the column of opening, you're writing 500, 800, 700. Very good, students. Thank you very much. So then we come back here to my whiteboard, my good students. So we are writing down the closing inventory. And the closing inventory, you have given me a figure of 600, 1,000 and 800. And then we have my good students opening inventory. Opening inventory is 500, 800, 500, 800, 500, 800, 700. If we do it this way, we shall be able to get the units sold. So units sold, ladies and gentlemen, we know it is units sold. Not units sold. This should be production. I'm sorry for that. This should be production. Production. Sorry for that. This should be production. So production quantity or production budget, number of units to be produced. Well, we shall take the units sold, plus closing inventory minus opening inventory. So then, ladies and gentlemen, in your wisdom, I'm so sure you can simply combine these numbers and then you give me the production quantity. Give me the production quantity. So like for X, it will be 2,000 plus 600 minus 500. Can somebody give me the figure to write there for the production quantity? So for the production quantity, a Ninja is giving me a figure of what here? 2,100. A Ninja is giving me a figure of 2,100. How about Y? Y, what are you able to see for Y? Some other great ninja is giving me a figure of 4,200, and I can see it giving me 3,100. That is really good. I don't need the totals here. That is really good. That is really good. Which acronym are we using when coming up with functional budgets? Which acronym are we using? Which acronym? I want to see whether you guys are following. Which acronym are we using? Because if, for example, the semester you get functional budgets, the examiner may not give you that order. The examiner may not give you that order. He expects you to be knowing some acronym. SPAMP, pay. SPAMP, pay. Thank you so much. SPAMP, pay. SPAMP, pay. So now we are through with production budgets. Using this SPAMP, pay thing, what will be the third budget? 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 Because the third now is usage, isn't it? So give us usage budget. So give us the usage budget. So give us the usage budget here. So the third one is the usage budget. So remember that this one depends on production budget 100%. So this depends on production budget. It can only be born out of the production budget. All right? So then always, you shall start here with the materials. So materials here for X, for Y, and for product Z. Then give us the production, because that is a rule. Give us the production. Fortunately, we have the production. So this is 2100, which you guys gave me. This is 4200. Great. Then this one here is 3100. We are lucky because we are given the exact type of raw materials with their exact quantities per unit. So we have two types of raw materials here. We have wood and varnish. So I need wood per unit. Yeah. Remember, it is usage. Don't forget. Usage. And then we have here varnish. Again, per what here? Per unit. Don't forget that you're getting this from the usage. Don't forget that. Very good. So I'll be able to copy the question here. I go back to the question that I share. Yeah, here. Now, my good students, my very good students, please listen. My very good students, please listen. Please listen. My very good students, please listen. My very good students, I want you to listen to me very, very carefully. So you can see here in B, they have given us the standard usage, for each type of raw material, for wood and for varnish. So I can see it is 532. Varnish is 221. I hope you'll be able to remember that. 532, 221 usage. Perfect. So then I drop this. I will be able to come here and share back. Yeah. So then we have here wood usage per unit. You guys gave me numbers. So this one you said it's 5. Is it 532? Is it 532? Confirm, please. You guys have the figures, and I'm so sure there is even somebody who has been able to screenshot that. I'm so sure there must be somebody who has been able to. Thank you so much. And then this one for varnish, we have here 2, 2, 1. So then give me the total usage. Total usage dash wood. And then we have here total usage varnish. That's how you do it. Very easy, ninjas. That's how you do it. Very easy, really. You see, this is per unit. And production, we are producing 2,100. So then if it's wood, the first one there will be 2,100 times 5. Do you guys have numbers? Do you guys have numbers there for wood in kilograms? You guys have numbers? So I'm being told that the first one here for wood is 10,000. 10,500. 10,500. The second one, if my eyes are not failing me, nobody has given me the second one. Nobody. It's only Ken who gave me 10,500 for the first one. So the second one, I'm being given a figure of, remember we are still on wood, Ken, we are still on wood. So tell me the wood kilograms that we need for Y. It'll be 4,200 times 3. So that one gives me, according now to what I'm seeing some students are giving me, it gives me 12,600. 12,600. And then now this one will be 3,100 times 2, which gives me 6,000. Remember, for the usage, you must always give us the total. For the usage, you must always give us the total. For the usage, you must always give us the total. So then how many kgs of wood do we need for this production? How many kgs of wood do we need for this production? Ninjas, please talk to me. Please talk to me. They are telling me it is 29,300. 29,300. Waruguru, thank you so much. Wale Patrick, thank you so much. Then we go to varnish. Varnish usage, we know how many kgs or liters of varnish we need for each unit. It is 2 here. So 2 times 2,100, we fill up this other column. We fill up this other column. We fill up for this other column. So what are we getting, ladies and gentlemen? 4,200. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. After 4,200, the next one there, I'm being told by these ninjas, 8,400, 8,400, and then there's a ninja here giving me a 3,100 figure. How about the total for varnish? How about the total for varnish? 15,700. 15,700. 15,700. 15,700. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is after doing that now we shall be able to go and write down now the purchases. Remember, spam. So spam, you, we are through with you. Now we should be able to go to the purchases formula. Material purchases. Material purchases, with your permission. This is something that is really easy. And I get even shocked whenever I see students in an exam getting a fail here. For this kind of a question, you must be another one. You are deliberate about failing. There are questions whenever the examiner brings, we should be able to get up everything. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now I want to get the spam. Remember, let me first of all do this. Let me do this for the sake of the students who came in late. There are 3 key things that you must always remember. 3 key things. 3 key things that you must always remember under functionality, what we call functional budgets. 3 key things. 3 key things. So we have here the acronym SPAM. SPAM, and then you pay. Yeah. Just like, for example, I will be able to go to a marketplace and get people, in this case, you're selling cabbages because you're pretending to be very rich. You simply knock their cabbages and then you pay them. You pay them. You get those mothers selling cabbages at a marketplace. You decide, in this case, to spam them. You finish them up. Of course, that means that you're a skunk. You're also a useless person. I'm only using this for purpose of our class, but don't ever. Yeah. And then number 2. Number 2, ladies and gentlemen, is about production. Production. And anytime they want us to give them the production formula, please never forget production formula. Production is sales. Very important. Production is sales. Yeah, sales. Sales plus closing. Sales plus closing minus opening. Very important for us to cram this whenever it comes to functional budgets. And then, ladies and gentlemen, number 3, we happen to be having the material purchases formula. Material purchases formula. Close to this, only 3 things. 3 things. Whenever it comes to functional budgets, we only have 3 things. So under material purchases budget, ladies and gentlemen, our purchases will be equal to usage. Our purchases will be equal to usage plus closing minus opening. Very important. Please give me a signal whether we are together up to here. Are you able to write for me there Y for yes? I'll be able to remind you later what this pump stands for. But already we have done number 1, we have done 2, we have done 3. Now we are doing this. M. Now we are doing M. Now we are doing M. So I'm waiting the charts here. Thank you so much. Now we are getting material purchases, of which I've already given you the formula. I've already given you the formula. I've already given you the formula. So then we shall be able to right away get this. Very easy, very easy. Remember, what are we purchasing here? We are purchasing our materials, of which we have got two types of materials. We have the famous what here? Wood. And then we have here what we call varnish. So we start with usage. Fortunately, you have the total. For wood, you ninjas had given me the total kgs of wood that we wanted. If I remember very well, wood, we are 29,300. If I remember very well, wood, we are 29,300 kgs. Is there somebody who is able to remember that? The usage, which we did up there. Usage, which we did up there. Oh, I'm alone. I'm alone. I am alone. I am alone. I am alone. The usage that we did here. Remember here we work with totals, eh? Usage, we shall always work with totals. This one here. And then for varnish, it is 15,700. So what do we do? We add closing. Add closing. Add closing. So closing, are you able to see the closing stock for materials? Are you able to see the closing stock for materials? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Closing stock for materials. Already we have this. Closing stock for materials. Closing stock for materials. These are for finished goods. They are here. So closing stock, you can see wood is 18,000 and the varnish is 9,000. Please cram this. Please cram this. You can see for raw materials, closing is 18 and 9. And then cram 21 and 10 for opening. 18 and 9. 18 and 9. 18 and 9. So we have closing. It's 18,000 here. 9,000. That one I'm adding. And then I less opening. We less opening. Opening was what versus what? Somebody is able to remind us. Opening was what versus what? Was it 21,000 and 10,000 opening? Opening. Or do you want me to go back to the question? I can't do that because I'd asked 21 and 10,000. Yes. I'd ask you guys, you're quite young. So 21,000 and 10,000. So please subtract like that. Now come here and give us, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, the purchases. Come here and give us the purchases there. Come here and give us the purchases. Come here and give us the purchases. So I'm being given figures, ladies and gentlemen, here. 26,300. Ken gives me that wood is 26,300. How about varnish? Varnish. So varnish, what do we have here for varnish? 14,700. Remember, purchases has to be given in form of Kenya shillings. So give us here price per kg or per liter. Yeah, this has to be given in form of Kenya shillings. This has to be given in form of Kenya shillings. So we have it here. So you can see varnish is 4 per liter. Varnish is 4 per liter. And then the wood is 8 per kilogram. So price per kilogram, per liter. So this is 8 and this is 4. So then give us, ladies and gentlemen, the material purchases in Kenya shillings. give us material purchases in Kenya shillings. You multiply, right? You multiply. You multiply. So in this case, I'm being given a figure of 210,400, 210,400. And then we have in this case here 14,700 times 4, which then will end up giving us a what figure? So spam. Then you pay. So 14,700 times 4, that gives us 58,800. At times the examiner may want the total amount to be paid. Total purchases amount. Please add the two. At times the examiner may want the total for them to know like how much do you give to the person who is going to shop for the materials. 210,400 plus 58,800, which then will end up giving us 269,290. 269,290. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Now, my good students, we are still on this pump thing. We are still on this pump thing. Spump. So remember spump? Yeah. So we have sales budget. We have production budget. We have usage budget. We have material purchases. Material purchases. And then now here, we have, ladies and gentlemen, people, we are looking at the labor hours budget. So right there, people, dash labor hours budget. People, dash labor hours budget. And then you tell us there straight away that this one is dependent on the production budget, always. It is dependent on the production budget. The good thing with labor is they don't have opening hours, closing hours, nothing like that. I only need my production budget. So now this is what we are doing. All right. This is what we are doing, and I have less than 10 minutes. So this labor, so we have here X, Y, and Z. Are they able to remind us what the production quantities were? Please make reference to your number 2 above. Make reference to your number 2 above. Production. Are you able to remember the production? Wait, they don't want to talk to me. They don't want to talk to me and I have less than 10 minutes. They don't want to talk to me and I have less than, I don't know why they don't want to talk to me. They don't want to talk to me. Oh, I should correct the total, eh? Okay, 269, 200. 269. Is that agreeable by everybody? The total 269, 200. I think so. I'm the one who saw an error there. Yeah, thank you so much for that correction. I love students who correct me. I love them. 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 So production, are you able to remember the production? Production, if I remember well, the first one was 2,100. If I remember well, the first one was 2,100. The second one was 4,200. The third one was what year? Yeah, the third one was 3,100. So please give me the labor hours per unit. Labor hours per unit. So labor hours per unit, oh, yay! What do we have here for labor hours per unit? What do we have here for labor hours per unit? So labor hours per unit, my good friends, what we have there for labor hours per unit, what we have here, you can see here. You can see we have labor hours per unit. It's 4, 6, and 8. It is 4, 6, and 8 are here. 4, 6, and 8. So come back here. 4, 6, and 8. So we have here labor hours per unit. So we have here 4, 6, and 8. Then come here and they give us the total labor hours. Total labor hours. So remember, you simply do what here? You simply multiply. You simply get to multiply 2100 times 4. 2100 times 4. I thought we were using the one with 333. Let's see. I like students who ask questions. Let me see just a minute. Nope, I'm sharing the wrong thing. So come back here. I should share this. No, you see, this is the labor rate. This is money. 333 is money, and I wanted the hours. The first thing you do in labor is to give us the labor hours, and then you pay later. You pay later. So you are wrong there. I'm right. It will be this 468, the standard labor hours, because we are doing here the labor hours budget. So then the total will be 2100 times 4, which gives us what figure, ladies and gentlemen? Pretty fast. We have less than 10 minutes. God is great. 8400. 8400. All right. And then now we have 4200 times 6. 4200 times 6. 4200 times 6. What figure shall we get? 25? 200? 25, 200. Thank you so much. 25, 200. All right. And then we have, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, we have here, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, what do we have? We have 3100 times 8. 3100 times 8, which will end up giving us what here? 24,800. So 24,800. So because they are paying a uniform rate, you can go ahead and give us the total labor hours. Give us the total labor hours. Give us the total labor hours. You add them up. You add them up. You add them up. Give us the total labor hours. You get to add them up. 8,400 plus 25,200 plus 24,800, which then will end up giving me what figure at the end of the day? 58,400. So remember, our spam pay means you pay the workers. So pay the workers. So we have here pay the workers. Pay the workers. How do we get this? It is labor hours times the rate. So labor hours, 58,400 times the rate of what tier 3 is common. If you wish, you can pay them on a per product basis. You will end up getting the same answer. You will end up getting the same answer. So 58,400 times 3, this one here will end up giving us what answer, ladies and gentlemen? This one here will end up giving us what answer, ladies and gentlemen? Why they are not talking to me? So then we have learned 3 key things. If you remember, we've learned the concept of spam. You pay for functional budgets. We've learned the production formula, and you've learned, in this case here, the usage formula. So Kenya shillings, 175, 200. And now we have come to the end of our session today. It is my hope and desire that you have enjoyed the session. For those of you who haven't yet made a decision to join RCM College, please join us for block revision. Block revision will cost you per subject Kenya shillings 2,000. And this is our college's number. This is RCM College. And for those of you who have never met this Chief Ninja, my name is Dr. Joshua Aura. Yeah, I teach management accounting and advanced management accounting at RCM College. Guys, thank you so much. I'll be teaching the cash budget in the evening today. Bye. Great. Yeah, this can only be shared in the paid group. JJ, very Thank you so much. Bye. Bye-bye. Yes, I will be able to upload it in the LMS. Yes. Thank you.